All right, everyone, welcome in. This is Seymour versus Baraboo, the second semifinal match of the Division II Wisconsin High School Esports Association's tournament here, playoffs, whatever you'd like to call it. And we're in split, a map I have not seen yet today, so this will be different. No more binds or ascent to start us off. We get a fresh map. And it's a map that was in the pool and then taken out and re-added now. So I'm excited for it. Looking at the lineups, you know, nothing super surprising. You got to bring the basics, right? You got to have your smokes, some flashes, and some utility to delay. On one side, we see Cypher with the Sage, right? So you got your healing with the wall, and then you got the Cypher gadget to slow him down. And then you still have your smokes with the Astra, and then your fragger of the Reyna, or not Reyna, excuse me, Raze. On the other side, they're going for a similar thing, but right, different operators. You have Gecko, the new operator, who has that penguin. You can use that to plant, but also, of course, the flash that he brings. So that's their flash, but that's the only flash they have, and it's a good flash, but it's not a lot of flashes. Versus you get at least 2 on the sky. So that's going to be an interesting thing for entries. Not a lot of flashes in general being brought by either team. So it's going to be a lot of face checking, right? A lot of peeking and then just taking the gunfights without any advantage really in your favor. And here we go. Jumping into split. This is map 1. We just saw Grafton win 2-0. They're going to be waiting for whoever wins this matchup in the final. Now let's see what the setup is for Seymour, as they have the defense to start us off there. It looks like they're doing a pretty heavy hold in the mid area. And it makes sense because it allows you faster rotation. This is pretty big of a map. You see one person on B and one person on A, really, although you do have someone at top of A ramp. Two of them. So Baraboo is the 9 seed, and they beat the number 1 seed. So they're here against the 4th seed, Seymour. So the attacking side, 5 stacking towards A. There's one on the ramp, like I said, and one actually to the right here in sight. But that's it. But they do have fast rotation. Someone already going to join them. That is going to be this guy using that flash to delay more. Allow more time for the rest of their team to rotate in. And guess what? They're bailing out instantly. Already going down through swamp. Going to go to mid. Sewer, excuse me. It's kind of the same thing, right? But they are fully rotated over to B now. And they are storming the site. They're just going to bull rush this. There is nothing to slow them down except for one player on site. And that's Cypher. They do get one. Rowley Rage opening things up. They're buying time for their team. This actually could be huge. But it's Dog Rock does get a kill on a minus. Rowley Rage does find a second on the round, and Milite to find 2 of their own is going to allow them to have the advantage and take the W on the round. A stalwart defense to open things up for Seymour. And it's all in the back of that Cypher, getting the opening pick, throwing down utility to delay. Well played.
That goes there.
A similar setup here, except for instead of being over past the ropes area into mid, which actually no, Sky is going to drop down and go there. Okay, so she is going to play mid. She was in A, and you see the position has changed. Astra is actually in A this time, and a little further back. So Milite is alone here on this peak in reality, but has a better weapon, right? They did win the pistol round, so they're allowed to buy out. So despite number advantage might be favoring these attackers, they could do a lot of damage here. Flash coming through. Sky's already joined. You see how fast that rotation it is. Now peek out, but grenades being thrown. A smoke going to conceal lines of sight down the ramp. And pushing through that smoke, trying to use the shotgun pistol. Baloo. They're not able to find anything. Waffles with the better weapon. Seaman also using that Spectre to great use. Waffles finds a second. Getting the retake down. And Waffles another. A third on the round to seal it off. The positive for the attack is they did get a bomb plant. Which gives them a slight bit of boost to their economy. But still, another round will be won by Seymour. And it's a flawless one at that. They didn't lose anyone. So this is a great time for a bonus round to come through. You keep those lesser buy weapons. Your opponents are going to full buy rifles more than likely. And what do? Well, even if you lose this round, as long as you get a few kills to hurt the economy, you will full buy next round. And then they will only have a couple rifles left over. The setup's slightly different, but not too much. It's just positioning is slightly altered. You see on B, Cypher is kind of moving around in the back left, and again, they will be the main point of contention. They're using their camera to try and figure out. They have the line, the wire, the tripwire. I'm just like messing up what it's called, but it's going to give away that information. The peek out with the dog is going to pay off. Milite also going to find Valoo. This is a lighter buy, and they're making the most of it. It's a 3v3 now after Spirit Mine does find Rowley Rage. That's the Cypher taken care of. And they've already scattered the fast rotations out. But with this map's layout, it's not really that fast. You can see Seaman doesn't seem all that worried about this. They've already started to rotate to mid, and they're ready for it. The flash coming through. Nothing to be found off of that, but making them aware that they know what they are doing here. They're going to go through ropes and mid. Zorb. C-Man gets traded, or trades, excuse me, with Milite. And in the meantime, Spirit and Mind of that head towards ropes to try and decide what to aggress together. That's Waffles. Only a Spectre in hand, but still gets the kill. And now Zorp has to clutch a 1v2. Has bomb. Can drop. Only 20 seconds remain. And they're just going to go for it. They're going to get the plant. But then they have to hold a post-plant in 1v2. And they're being aggressed from above. They're not even looking. Waffles, an easy kill to clean up the round. And that's 3 in a row now. Seymour with a bonus round. Lesser weapons. And they make more of it. And Baraboo back to stage 0 with their economy. You can see they're force buying on the attack. Buying whatever they can. And in this case, they're not going to full buy like some of them initially had done. You saw that they were tempted to do so. Maybe buy a light shields with a Vandal or just buy a Vandal with no shield at all, and they thought better of it. Now you see the Spectres and the Marshals coming out. So what can they do in return? They just lost a round against lesser weapons. Now they themselves have to try and give it back the same way it was given to them. Raleigh Rage getting a lot of information. That's 3 insights. Can just call that out, not even peek himself. Let his teammates do the work. But unfortunately, they're going to get bodied, but he can peek out now. Oh, and there it is. A nice flick over to clean it up. Milite in on the action a little bit, but that was a 3K for Raleigh Rage. And man, this defense is hard to crack. A valiant effort, really, for the attack of Baraboo, but despite an opening going in their favor, they don't check the corner, and Raleigh Rage makes them pay. Walling mid now. They saw it last time. They played on top of the wall. Here they don't do so. X minus minus. Thinking better of it. Gonna play more passive here. The knife's coming through. Trying to be quiet, but they're gonna know. They're gonna hear it. And C-Man on that sky sends a terror to them with the flashbang to let them know the jig is up. We know what the plan is. So gaming with blacks could be impactful here if they just lurk. They just let their teammates make noise. Might not expect this mid lurk. Zorp, though, wants to push, but decides not to after taking a nick of damage. And being concussed is going to cost the life of gaming with blacks. They were lurking. They thought they had it. Nope, it was read perfectly by C-Man. Opening frag for the defense again. And this is going to get a plan at least, but no. What a perfect time to use your ult, doing damage and getting a kill. Yes, the refrag comes through. Milite does die. But hold on. Velo gets a kill on the Waffles, so now a 3v3. They still have the spike. They still could plant here, and here it comes. So what looked like a very lost round has now been recollected and possibly has a chance of being won, but not after that kill. C-Man doing so much damage. X minus minus also gets one. The last player above in heaven, and this bomb is not planted for it. There's no possible way they stop this, and now a save has to ensue for the Omen. Zorp, what can you do? Well, you die after the round ends. Oh my lord, that is a painful loss. Could have saved the weapon, and now nothing.
Yes, this should do.
Well, the last match we just watched, Grafting went up 7-0 in both maps. Then lost. Very interesting pattern. 10-2 half. Here, 5-0. So it's looking not great as far as the competitive integrity goes of these matches. Of is it going to be competitive or not? So far, not really seeming that way. And so we hope right now for Baraboo to wake up a little bit.
Let's go.
to show us what they can do on attack. They need fast executes. They need a counter for the play of this cipher. This delay on B. They're not respecting them at all.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
That was an interesting time. What is going on? Was it a timeout? And it didn't tell us? Stuck at 22. So I'm not sure if there's a technical difficulty and it's been timed out to fix that. Not sure what's happening. Well, all right. I'm not sure what's happening. We might have a tech timeout going or an actual timeout. I think it would pop up for an actual timeout. So it must be a tech timeout going on. So one of these players must be having a hard time. So we're going to go to a short break here while we figure out what exactly is happening. Luckily, a short pause as we did have a tech timeout, but it was fixed rather quickly, luckily. There we go. Gives Baraboo a chance here to think about what they want to do, and there's an ult that comes through. Try and help. X minus myself gets the kill on the gaming with blocks. Zorp gets one back, but Rally Rage is still the menace of B site. Getting so many picks, and there's one more and another. 3 total on the round. This is rough. I mean, they have no answer. No answer for the Cypher play. And then you pair it with some Heaven peaks coming out to slow down the push. You have the camera feeding so much information. Yes, you had the ult come through from the fade, but it didn't do much. The information only leads you to someone. It doesn't give you an exact location. It's not like the wall hacks that Cypher can give you. So it needs to be paired with more. This is what I mentioned with flashbangs. They only have one, and that is on Gecko. Going to teleport through. That's at least going to circumvent the Heaven Peak, but, well, not for long, actually, as there's another angle he's unaware of. The balcony. He gets picked out. That's Zorp, dead. And now here comes the Cypher. I mentioned the ult before. Here's the wall hacks. They know exactly where you're going. They know exactly where you are. They know you're rotating through mid, and there's the punishment. X minus minus gets one. Does a little bit of damage to one. Gets refragged, though. Gaming with blocks picks up the spike. They have to go through sewer, but instead re-aggress towards B. All 3 of them, but they're spotted. C-Man playing ropes as always. Gives that information to the team, and they only have to relocate slightly. A little bit of a rotation here would be enough. And there's Waffles with a double, with a triple for the round. 7 in a row for Seymour. This is much the same as what we saw from Grafton. Just domination in the first quarter of this matchup.
I got enough time to go into the astral form?
And not being brought. Haven't seen too much op play today.
There.
From Milite. Can they make us understand why this weapon is often feared? And the peak comes through. The kill is found. Baloo bodied. And so fast was that kill. And the peak coming through from above on that wall. X minus minus. They don't even consider they're sitting there. Heals coming through. You have a Sage who can heal everyone, including herself, and you have a Sky who can heal everyone but herself, and they can work together to heal each other for rounds like this. 5v2 now. C-Man and X-. They finish what they started, and it's a flawless as this stop continues 8-0. Like a karambit or a talon knife CSGO there. Spirit Mind's hand. But all these good skins, all these beautiful weaponry, it's all for naught. They can't find the scoreboard yet, and they have to do a light buy.
Don't overthink it. That's my job.
Alt on the KJ, but do you use it here? Do you use it on such a low econ buy? Like they're thinking better of it, as they are still going to use some utility. They know as long as they give themselves a chance, no matter how light the buy, they can maybe do something. But Rowley Rage again is just too good. 2 picks. Waffles as well. C-Man. These 3 names have been ringing out the entire match. And Spirit Mind can find only one before Waffles trades it. And it is just hopeless as the 9-0 ensues. Grafton were spectacular on their attacks. We see here now Seymour, the opposite, dominating on the defense. As these 2 teams meet in the finals, as my producer Tommy has just mentioned, it's like an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object, the old cliche, who can hold up. And there is another op pick. Gaming with Blacks has had enough of these peeks down from on top of the Sage walls, gets one to bring it to even, but with these concussions, what can you do? Well, you let your teammate push through. Spirit Mind gets Rowley Rage, that menace in B, but that op, it's coming in so hot. 3v3 has the oversight. Let your teammates push, they can't peek. And just hope for the best, and there is an ult being used, but it's not enough as C-Man gets a double. Gets refragged by Block, but with the ult out, what do they do here? Well, they get a kill with it, and they're down to low HP. It's Raze versus Raze. The nade does a little damage, but it doesn't do enough, and Milite just peeks out and gets their 3rd of the round. The op's still right in front of them. After they get this defused, they'll hang on to that, I'm sure. And that's 10 in a row with no answer from Baraboo. I'm not going to say what's on my mind because you never want to jinx anything, but I think we're all thinking the same thing right now. And it's not seen very often. And they've been doing the same defense. They're doing the same defense every time. 1 on B, 1 on A, 1 on A ramp, 2 mid. And it is just stellar. Milite, another op opening pick. Nades come back through, slow it down. They reposition, rotate out through sewer, but is it a bait? They slow it down, they push right back. That actually could work if it weren't for all of this utility being thrown at them. And what do? Well, Milite misses a shot and gets punished. That's gaming with Blocks. Little damage exchange. C-Man gets, oh, a nice shot. It was a one-tap, I think. And it's Dogrock gets clapped in the face. Thorpe does manage to pick up that spike. And they're going to progress towards Waffles. Oh, missed shot. Opportunity. Smoke going to conceal the lines of sight down towards A site, allowing this plant to go through. Throws a molly as Spirit Mind, holding the long angle, trusting the teammate up top to not let him be pushed from ramp. Waffles drops in, knows that there has to be a quick push and a shot from that op. catches C-Man. Rally Rage, though, did find one, so it's still a man advantage for these retaking defenders. But with this Killjoy ult, it might be all lost in a first round. Is it going to fall away? It is. Despite heroics and Spirit Mind, it's not enough. They just stick the defuse.
Last round before the switch.
And they even die on top of it. And that is 11. One more round to finish off this half. A flawless half. Potentially theirs. And on the other side of things, they do have a bye. At least a little bit. You see two Phantoms
Ignite this place,
heading
please.
over towards A. Two people near B. Maybe one lurking mid. A third to join the A players. What is the execute? What is the plan? Waffles. Up, down. Line sight towards the mid aggression. And with that wall, they have a lot less to worry about. Flash coming through on ramp, but it doesn't do much. Just slows down this push. And X again peeking on that wall. Somehow, not even damaged to half. I don't know how they escaped that so very little hurt. Like so much HP left when two people were looking at them. I don't understand. But here it is, the main push. They've all collected themselves together. And that could be punished. The op miss. Milite gaming with blocks does get C-Man. This is looking a lot better for this attack as they can start to funnel in and take control. An ult shot missing from Milite. Another op miss as well. Pushing out. Zorp gets Waffles. X does find one, but Milite is felled. That's the op dead. It's X in sight to lock it out on A. While Cypher, their teammate, tries to join them through the spawn. It's Rally Rage with an LMG, but still, the 2v4, they've taken control of the other bomb site. They've already rotated out. And with the plant, it's now the 4v2. 3v2 as X does find one. Oh my! Rally Rage dead to rights, but does manage to find at least one to put it in a winnable situation for X They check the corner. The 1v1 now. It's for the flawless half. Will they expect it? Will they expect this positioning? They don't have enough time here. They have to push out. The peek from Spirit Mind could end it all. But they're playing patiently. They're waiting for this tap. X doesn't know what to do, and they're gonna get slapped down. Spirit Mind at the 3K to get the first round, the last round of the half.
Switching sides.
It wasn't flawless against them, but still, only 1 in 12 is not a ratio you hope to ever see for your side of things. And they're gonna need a miraculous defensive half.
Trample them.
You don't see fairy tales very often. More often than not, the expected results come through. Except for maybe March Madness.
Right there.
The Milite get that opening pick. It's just gonna make it even harder for this comeback that would have been monumental. Rally Rage gets Velu peeking out his Zorp, but can't do anything. 2v5, 1v5. Gaming with blocks has done so much for their team, but it's just not enough. And before you know it, only 1 round into this half, and we're already on map point. Seymour looking to take this one in quick fashion. The fastest match I think we've had yet today.
They are mine.
And with the lost pistol round, what can you do, Baraboo? You have to force buy. Give yourself the best chance for this round. You can't save for the next anymore. And Spirit Mind with a molly does get Milite, but X minus instantly a refrag. Gaming with bricks or blocks. A nade kill. A molly and nade kill are somehow salvaging this round, keeping them alive. But C-Man gets Valoo while coming through, but it's Doggo Rosk gets 1 and Gaming with Black gets 2, and that is at least a lifeline. Baraboo, the heartbeat hasn't dropped to flatline just yet. Their setup is a slight bit different, excuse me, from the setup we saw from Seymour's defensive halves. You can see the stacks are a little bit heavier on A. You see 2 on A, and 1 is looking up top near heaven, not even pushing out towards ramp. Just has to be that person who can rotate down through ropes to support the mid player, because you see they're also playing so passively in mid. So this defense is much more passive in the positioning in comparison, but it also means you're giving up a lot of ground, and there it is, ramp already given up. A ramp taken for free. But the rotations have come through. Everyone is on site, but guess what? There's a lurk in B, and they know this site is clear. Milite goes for the flank. Knows that they could be facing someone, but they aren't ready for a gun in their face. Spirit Mind, the opening pick on that flanker, and now the site is no longer as free as it once was. So many rotations happening all at once, but who's reading the other properly? It's hard to tell, as it is a jumble. But X minus finding Zorp puts things back at even. Baloo does get the refrag, almost finding a second, but they're gonna get run upon. C-Man credited with that. They know a player's to the right here. They know it, and they have them. Now the 3v2 for the map. Rowley Rage is planting, and it is complete. Now the last 2 defenders have to make a stand, and Spirit Mind with Doggo Rock puts it into the 1v1. Spirit Mind has to clutch it. Goes for the tap. Expects the peek. Where is Cypher? Where are they? Spirit Mind, do you know? Are you omnipresent? And Rowley Rage does it! Closes out the map, a 13-2. So dominant from Seymour. There was no hope, no chance. And that is a quick map 1. Baraboo fall flat on their face. And what can they do for map 2? We're going to find out in just a moment. We'll go to a short break and be right back with you. All right, here we go. Sorry. I was just reading a Twitch chat comment. They're asking if the VODs are going to be posted. I actually don't know. I think they are, right? For us. All right, cool. Cool. So that answers that question. Moving in to the map. This is map 2. We saw a very quick map 1. Seymour 1, 13-2. Very one-sided. So we'll see if it's much of the same or if there's a resurgence of life on the side of Baraboo. And they are on attack now as Baraboo. On the right side still, I believe. Yes, so I think the graphic is still correct. Good timing. And looking at this attack, they're 5 stacking towards A. Watched this map earlier. Some dominant attacks from Grafton. And so Baraboo are going to try and channel their inner Grafton, I think, here as they go for a quick execute. But the smokes seemingly are slowing them down a little bit. Waffles and Rally Rage get some kills of their own. Rally Rage gets another, but is felled then. It's Doggos Rock. Takes out them and Waffles. Oh, wow. X minus peeking with the bow in hand. Maybe not the situation you want to be in. Sam's Dumpster has been subbed in and gets 1, but X minus gets the refrag. It's a 1v1 to start us off here on map 1 pistol round. Post plant. It's Doggo's Rock. Has to get this kill to start off on the right foot for Baraboo. They know they're playing behind there because they shot the dart. It does its job. And with the sheriff in hand, can they get the one tap? Goes for a fake touch on the bomb. Oh, missed shots from Doggo's Rock. And the swing around does get the kill, but not in time. I don't think he has the time for the bomb. The diffuser coming through, but it's just too late. And bought enough time, did Doggo's Rock, to get the round for Baraboo. They only got 2 last map. They've already gotten 1 to start us off. A close affair, getting down to a 1v1. And that's what's hard on this map, is being so split apart when someone does such a fast execute. There's no easy access for rotation. You have to do through mid or through spawn, and neither are very fast. And so if you can get a fast execute, you stand a good chance of winning the round. And that's why you see Cypher earlier was brought, and Cypher indeed is being played. But not with KJ, which means they have to dedicate him to one site to buy time. And in this case, well, they have put him on A. So you can see that he is the one to burn that time. Last time, that's where they got rushed, so they're adjusting to that. In Milite, if they just peek right here, they'll see someone in mid, and they get it. Baloo Waffles, in the meantime, does get a trade out with gaming with blocks. It's Dog's Rock. Clutch last round, gets a kill. On to Waffles now. A 3v3. The plant is down. Healing a teammate under in hell is going to be It's Dog's Rock as they realize that health is at a premium here. Sky can't heal herself, so Milite is going to be on this sliver of HP, but it's enough to get a kill. Now they have 3-1. The Sam's dumpster gets dropped up on, or down upon, rather, and that's it. The round is won by the team doing the eco. The defense of Seymour strikes back to bring it back to even. If you're wondering why I'm talking like in the same tone and the same cadence, it's because it's easier on my voice. Just to let you know that. So, hopefully that's all right. Thank you. But now the stack is different a little bit. You see two on A, 1 mid, 2 on B. That B hold is going to need to be strong here, as they are stacking up over there. Only 1 lurking towards mid. And that player in mid is going to be a necessary rotation that needs to be quick when this execute goes down. And instead, they bail out. They don't go for the execute on the B. They find that they don't like what they see. And I couldn't even see what they saw, so it must have saw something pretty scary. But Spirit Mine with the wall bang onto Seaman is going to open up this round. Opening engagement now in favor of Baraboo. Seymour, they've gotten information at least, and a kill to boot. Another. Oh my, Rowley. Rowley Rage with the 3K. X minus minus might swing out here as well and find a body in mid. Missed the timing. They're going to engage. And on top is X minus minus. Valoo can't survive. Spirit Mine gets pinged and shut out. Rowley Rage with the 4. The quad kill. And a player who locked out a site alone. B site on split here. Coming alive.
This should do.
You could have got one early, yes. It looked a little bit better, but I think they're starting to realize that they want another map like the first one. They're hoping to build up more momentum. They can't have the same start because it was, what, 11-0 to start us off last map? So, can't be the same, but still,
Fully smoked.
Find a few more here.
Dim beacon here.
And you know that Baraboo are going to be concerned. Game with Blacks, another opening pick, but last time, despite opening pick, did not win the round. Another player almost found, but they back off. C-Man thanking their lucky stars that Sky was right next to them to heal them as they're up to back to full health. And another one where they push in and bail out. Baraboo trying to keep the defenders guessing, keeping us all guessing as to where this push is going to go. A little bit of aggression through mid as they want to find where the weakness is. And they spot one player, C-Man. They know that the Jet is market. And they make him back off. They make him respect them. They're trying to hit the door and they just whiff so many shots. But there's Sam's dumpster to at least get the kill onto Waffles. And Valou, a nice quick one tap. A flick over, finds one, but can't snap back on the Rowley Rage. But they have so much more to do. There's one of them. That's 2 on the round. They have to get the ace, more than likely to win this. With only 30 HP. They push possibly through mid. They throw their camera out, kind of checking over and over, but are they going to check their left corner? They don't.
Not so tough after all.
And Gaming with Blocks will take that all day, every day, the freest kill of their life. And they've already found as many rounds as they did last map through only 4 so far. Keeping it even. The first map means nothing in a best of 3 if you can win map 2. And they are setting themselves up for that possibility. A 3 stack on A. Nothing found. No noise being made. They're not aware. No early aggression for this defense. 2 through tree. This is definitely an A execute. And still, such passive positions make them wonder, where are these defenders? And peeking through. The slap down, X minus minus with a nice headshot to open things up. It's the first time in a little bit they've gotten the opening kill, and it's followed up by Waffles. Knowing that the through with the wall bang, they can't land it, but Waffles does eventually take care of that person in sight. C-Man to follow. And Sam Dumpster is trying their best to stop the flawless, but it isn't to be. And taking the lead now for the first time, I believe, in this matchup is Seymour on their defense. You're good, Tommy.
Now, where to set up shop?
You see the Cypher now is rotated over to B. You don't want to keep them in one spot. Let them maneuver around so that the utility can never be predicted where it will be. A little bit of damage done by Shock Dart, but there's Valou with that ult coming through, but they can only catch one. But following it up is Gaming with Blocks with a 2K now. Rowley Rage did get one, but still that gives them the man advantage. A 3v2 post plant. Picking up better weapons, or at least weapons they like more. Milite gets mollied off. They're going to flash through the smoke. They know someone's playing in here. But it's Waffles to find it. The dog is going to come through and hit them both. I think they're both concussed here. It makes this so much harder as time was just bought by that. And playing passively are the last 2 attackers here for Baraboo. And there's an ult as well. Game with Blocks. They get one. Almost the spray transfer, but it doesn't quite get the kill. Waffles trying so hard. But it's Doggo's Rock. Another clutch. And we are back to even, man. Back and forth we go. Looking so much better from Baraboo this map. And here it is, a 5-stack towards A. And Cypher is here,
I've got your
but a
track.
Killjoy being used against them might force them to leave and vacate. But instead, they stand their ground. Seaman with the double, Rowley with one as well. Does get caught, but still a 4v2 now. Seaman gets taken out as well. So persisting are the attack of Baraboo. But more work to be done as they are still in a man deficit. Peeking through, Waffles does get the kill and a follow-up. The last two added to his collection.
One step closer.
Just when you think Baraboo might be able to take a step ahead, they fall right back behind them. Seymour keeping them in check. No one really having a huge advantage so far. Looks like a makeshift attacking setup here. You see a Spectre, a few other weapons coming through, a Milite peeking in through mid. The aggression we didn't see the round before. We saw them play so passive, and this time the complete opposite. But with light shields, it's quick work with the rifle in hand. They have to be very careful. They gave up that opening pick. One lurking towards B. 3 moving over towards the A bomb site still. And these defenders, they have 2 on A, 1 in tree pushing back towards A as well.
Found my wire.
That's a 3-stack that they're going to walk into, and the peek out from Raleigh Rage. Bomb is down. They know where Spike is. They have to try and collect it, and down to 30 health now is Sam's dumpster. Narrowly escaping the jaws of death. One's going to lurk in A.
30 seconds left.
And they're going to contest, and they're being found out with that ult used by the Cypher. Raleigh Rage is going to act on that information. Gaming with blocks dead. The mollies are going to slow things down, but it's only temporary. X minus minus gets 1 and 2. And a round. In fact, a 2-round lead now.
Stay taut as a bowstring. The fight demands it.
And yet again, they moved the Cypher to the other site. Keeping the utility a question mark for Baraboo's attack. They start off pretty hot, but that's 2 in a row now. And we've seen a huge streak last map. They cannot let something similar happen here to end this half. Taking it slow are Baraboo on the attack here. And, well, it doesn't pay off because Waffles just domes that opening pick. It's just nothing to be done. It's an econ round, yes, but still. It was not hard for them to get that pick. And Seaman with the knives out can get one. That's Spirit Mind. He's not going to check his corner, but his teammate can for him. Milite gets 2. Gets refragged, and then X minus minus. I've seen them time and again cleaning up those rounds. And that's 3 in a row. It's looking scary. Positive side of things, you see the Vandals in hand as they have a full rifle round now. Ready to go. And we are 9 rounds in. There's only 3 more. If Baraboo can get these next 3, that would get them to the split half. That would be exceptional. But they need a streak of their own. And it starts with the opening pick, which they had early on in the rounds, and since then, just hasn't been found. But there it is, a blue, a double, a quick flick towards the mid to get that second player. And now with the 2-man advantage, oh, a third now. Blue heating up. Knows this is the time to step up. Your team has lost 3 in a row when you were tied. We need another round now. And peeking through, they both get shut down by Rally Rage. X minus gets gaming with blocks, and all of a sudden, what started out as a huge advantage has turned into a 2v2.
Last player standing.
And Rally Rage is
One
just
enemy remaining.
keeping hopes alive as it's a 1v1 again for Doggo. But this time, they can't clutch it. They don't have the HP. They don't have the time. And X will get a 4th in a row by clutching out the 1v1.
If you're not a good shot today, don't worry. There are other ways to be useful.
Get out of my way.
Peeking in mid and tree, you see 2 players on this defense. Bringing it back at that aggression. Oh, the missed op. That was an opportunity, but it doesn't matter. Milite gets 1, and Rally Rage finds 2 before they are taken out, eliminated from this round.
Nowhere to run!
So much early engagements has left us in a 2v4, Baraboo. It's rough. These attacks have not been working the later part of this half, and they have to run away and hope that they can find an open bomb site, which they might just
I've got
do.
your trail.
B is available. But quickly
Scanning ahead.
rotating over is X minus in market, and they have not shut that door.
Spike planted.
There they are.
Sam's dumpster gets peeked and found by the drone of the Sova. X is going to relay that information. And paired with the utility perfectly, Waffles is going to have an easy kill thanks to Seaman with that dog concussion. And they're trying to find this last player, and they do. The Milite, excuse me, not Seaman. Either way, it's 8. And that is 5 in a row. What looked like it could have been a close match has now fallen to the wayside for Baraboo. And what was once 3-3 could end at 9-3 for a half. And that is gut-wrenching for a team that's already down 1 map that they lost 13-2. This is it. They need to collect 1 more at least. Try and salvage this half.
You should run.
And an opportunity possibly here as they have the Killjoy detainment and they know at least 1 is on Jen and they get it. Blue with the double. We saw them get a double before and they still lost that round. So they need to not get complacent in the post plant. They know there's an op against them now. That shot coming through. Some utility miss from those defending attackers now. Spirit Mine does find Waffles though. So 5v2, almost impossible to lose with these positions. All they need to do is wait. And there it is, the flawless round that they desperately needed to at least get a 4-8 split. And now Baraboo have a little bit more wiggle room, sending themselves over to the defensive half.
Alarm bot out.
And I mentioned before Cypher locking down a site with their utility, and now you see the other operator you can highlight, and that is the Killjoy, the KJ here. And they're going to be called upon on B. As you can see, they are alone, and the 5-stack is upon them, as that is exactly where Seymour want to push, and they're doing it. Here it comes. The flashes to help clear things out. Turret's going to buy a little bit of time. The smokes, though, are cutting off the sights from Market, but Valoo doesn't care. Pushes through and gets a kill on the C-Man. Waffles watching for the flank, but gets caught.
Deploying drone.
Sideswiped. Gaming with Blacks gets one as well. It's the 3v4 post-plant situation. Shock Dart's going to come through, try and do some damage. Being swung as X-. They're still alive, though. Can they get these picks? There's one, Rally Rage, but they don't have the coverage from their side. Milite can find Valoo, but it's Dog's Rock is going to get the kill. And while reloading, oh no, they're found. And that much closer now are Baraboo getting the first round of defense. A building block for their second round. They get the buy-in. They know it's a full eco, a full save from the other side for the most part. As they really want to force the issue. This is their chance to get within 2. And a 5-stack again, but this time they're looking towards mid from B instead of going straight to B. C-Man doing some jumps around, and Valoo can open up the round. So good start already for Baraboo on their defense, and they back away very quickly. Not going to give up anything. Take your pick and leave. And rely on that KJ utility to feed information and feed you time. And there's a pick. A second on the round for Valoo. A third. The Marshal. Asserting dominance. Only 2 players remain now for Seymour's attack. And it's short-lived as there is a trade with Rally Rage. And in the face with the Bucky is Spirit Mind. And only 2 behind now as we go into the rifle round. For the side of Seymour, but on the other side, do they just do a bonus? And it looks like they are. They're not full buying. They're hanging on to the weapons they have in hand, and they're just going to try and hurt this econ, as they know that only a 2-round deficit. Even if they lose this, they can hurt them economically, get some picks. Then they buy next time. They could win a slew of rounds in a row, almost like a 2 or 3 to 1 ratio if they can do a lot of damage, especially if they can win on this bonus round. Creeping ever closer to the A bomb site. And this is actually dangerous for Baraboo's defense, as they don't have a lot of people stacked here. They don't have the utility stacked here. And peeking out, trying to utilize the dart information, but they're not able to get the shots until Valoo and Gaming with Blocks are able to. Jumping up into the air with the knives, not netting too much. But still kills being found. Waffles and C-Man, though, towards the end of that exchange, put them up in an advantage situation, and they're able to capitalize. And for the first time in this half, we see a win for Seymour to push them ahead by 3. Now, they did get some picks, though. We mentioned was important for the side of Baraboo. I believe only 2 people survived for Seymour. That means now they can buy this rifle round and know that their opponents only were able to keep in hand 2 rifles. So while it was a round loss, they did exactly what was necessary. But it would be a very sad ending for them to lose this round after doing so much work and prep
Here.
to find success here. Peeking out mid with the op is Valoo. Giving them a taste of their own medicine. So Milite just sniping dome after dome, body after body last map. Blue. Can't let them get away with it this time. And it's another opening pick. But creeping in on B is Milite. Not being found. They start rotating, and if they're running, that should be sound cues. Being fed. Waffles is in, and they should have a plant. And, oh, the lurker mid is Milite, but they actually can't get the kill. They had him dead to rights, but the flick over with a better weapon is just going to end it for them there. Now a 3v4. The retake has that man advantage for these defenders. Baraboo setting themselves up well here. Valoo gets one. It's Dogrock gets another. And then lastly, to finish it off, is Spirit Mind before Valoo gets this defuse. Or leaves it for his teammate, actually. A kind soul. And now they're back within 2. And that's the econ we mentioned before. They've also kept a lot of bodies up. So now they're in a hugely advantageous spot. You see the force buy coming out for the defense.
Here.
If they can't win this round with that Marshall, that's just gonna only benefit Seymour. So while they force themselves into a rifle here, it's precarious. The flashes are in. Milite has them. You gotta use it to enter the site. You can't. Oh, they're not even gonna use it. They're not even gonna peek, but they get the kill anyway. Not even using utility to enter. They just face check it. And, well, they may have gave it up, but it buys time with that ult. Waffles up top in heaven is aware and watching and waiting. And Valoo falls prey to it.
Planted the spike.
Throwing utility to buy more time is the Cypher. And a 3v5 retake. Gaming with Blocks gets one. On to C-Man. Rally Rage, though, refrags. Milite's position given up, but has the flash.
One enemy remaining.
3v1, last player. They know the location.
Revealing area.
It's just a matter of time before Seymour win this round. No shot that they can win this, and they back away. And they even get the kill to boot. No rifle save. And it's 10-7. Pardon me.
Here. Here. Here.
A flash through. It's fast. Another flash. It misses. Ooh. Will that deter them? Doesn't seem so. Using the smoke to get through. Trying to shut the door of Market. C-Man. So aggressive. Oh, an insight being pinched from both directions. They do find one. Valoo. On to C-Man. And gaming with Blocks with a 2K. Valoo another. And then X minus falls to that op. Valoo with the op is so dangerous. While you might have a round advantage here, 2 round in fact, you have to be aware of what that means. They still have that op in hand. As long as Valoo is still around with that op, nothing is free. You have to pay a heavy price to win this map. That's the message being sent to Seymour by Baraboo. And a 5-man stack towards B. Seen it before. We know KJ is alone there. And they have not adjusted to that either. They have not changed that setup whatsoever. And the op gives its position away in mid at least. So that's some information. They know they probably should not peek through that. So you see the smokes come through. Even in tree. Gaming of Blocks finds C-Man to open up the round. It's another opening pick. Baraboo, so much more proficient at this defense. And Valou with that op eliminates Milite. And peeking his waffles, not going to check the corner here. And they get slammed. And with the Marshal in hand, you lose to the better sniper. And we're in, or within, 1 round. That was a forced buy, a light buy, an econ. So many different names. Seymour are hoping to recapture the magic they had in their streaks before. They have rifles in hand. And yes, those last couple of rounds, they went for a 5-stack towards B. Or mid. This time,
I've got your
going
trail.
A. And Valou, as good as you've been, there's no lines of sight for you to use towards this bomb site. You have to rotate. And Milite and Waffles give their team an advantageous situation here, as they are up 4-3 with the spike planted. Valou gonna let them know where that op is. It's up in heaven. And that seems to be where all of these defenders are going for this retake. And without the long distance, the knives are taken out instead by Valou. And they just rush in and they miss some shots. But can they find out the shotgun? No. Milite, 3 on the round now. And now in a 2v1 with their teammate. And the dog finding information of this last player. It's Dog's Rock is in a tough spot. Between a rock and a hard place. And there's no escaping it. 11-9 now. As Seymour, while it's gotten close and close and close, it's never been given up in these last few exchanges. They've always maintained at least 1 round between them and their opponent. And now it's only 2 rounds between them and finals.
Alarm bot out.
Placing swarm grenade.
Valou locking it down in mid again, but this time there might be a peek. Last time they just circumvented this. They went around. They 5-stacked towards the bomb site. And they might do it here, but there's one player lurking. And using that cam, though, that's smart. Makes it so they don't walk, face check an op. It's never a situation you want to be in. Shock dart. Gonna land. But it barely did anything. But the information is still gained. Baraboo, they do know where this is. They know where the stack was. So the rotation has to come through. And through mid it is. A random shot through the smoke. They know, but they're not able to hit. Waffles does get knocked down to very little HP, but still 5 bodies are up, and the healing comes through. C-Man gets its Doggo's Rock. With that opening engagement, a follow-through from X-. Waffles,
Spike planted.
they get shut out of this round. Sam's Dumpster also gets C-Man, so a 3v3 now with this ult coming through. But it doesn't matter. Milite on the Overwatch, on the balcony to the left, is going to find a second.
I've got your trail.
And Sam's Dumpster, little time, slowly whittling down to their HP. In a 1v3, they aren't going to give it to him. Rowley Rage puts him on to map and match point.
Match point.
A closer affair, to be sure. But still a 2-0 it would be if they can win at least one of the next 3 rounds. And for the other side,
This is a nice.
they have to invest what they can. Luckily, the rounds have been all right for them. They've won some in recent times. It's not like it's been a walkthrough where they have to do an econ buy. So they have rifles. But C-Man getting kill on a game limit blocks makes it that much more difficult. The wolf through. And the shot through. Milite. Oh my. Takes out Valou, one of the big fraggers here. So you only have a 2v5 for the finals. You're going to let your opponent walk in like this, walk away. The peek out, they get the kill. But in the meantime, your friend died, and now you do too. And it's a 2-0 for Seymour, and they are going to the finals to meet Grafton in what will be a battle of the behemoths. And that will be right after this, but we have to take a short break. We have to get the other team in. And while the second map was still a loss, got to give credit to Baraboo. They looked a lot better that second map. So credit to them, but at the end of the day, it's still a loss. And now I'm excited. I'm excited for this final matchup. But we'll be right back with it in just a moment. Stay tuned.
Let's go.
Round 1.
Eat that. I wanna see you roll with it, take it low, wobble that, bring it up, twerk with it, pop that, get it, girl. I wanna see you roll with it, take it low, wobble that, bring it up, twerk with it, pop that, get it, girl. I wanna see you roll with it, take it low, wobble that, bring it up, twerk with it, pop that, get it, girl. I wanna see you roll with it, take it low, wobble that, bring it up, twerk with it, pop that, get it, girl.
I wanna see you roll with it, roll with it, roll with it. I wanna see you roll with it, roll with it, roll with it. Drop it, drop it, drop it. I wanna see you roll with it, roll with it, roll with it. I wanna see you roll with it, roll with it, roll with it. Drop it, drop it, drop it.
I wanna see you roll with it, take it low, wobble that, bring it up, twerk with it, pop that, get it, girl. I wanna see you roll with it, take it low, wobble that, bring it up, twerk with it, pop that, get it, girl. I wanna see you roll with it, take it low, wobble that, bring it up, twerk with it, pop that, get it, girl. I wanna see you roll with it, take it low, wobble that, bring it up, twerk with it, pop that, get it, girl.
I wanna see you roll with it, roll with it, roll with it. I wanna see you roll with it, roll with it, roll with it. Drop it, drop it, drop it. I wanna see you roll with it,
Welcome back, everyone. This is the finals for the Division II matchup for Wisconsin High School Esports Association. I am Weelku, or Wes, Coach Wes here at Carthage. We are hosting this event. It's been a fun time, despite all the technical difficulties that we have encountered. And into this matchup, we've seen the last two right before this. The first one, Grafton, won to move up. And now, of course, they're against Seymour, who just won. And they both won 2-0. The last map for Seymour was the closest one. It was a 13-9, I believe, end score.
But outside of that,
Yep. It was, thank you, Tommy. Outside of that, it was not very close. So we'll see what happens here. Both teams having different sides where they were really dominating. One for Seymour, we saw them. A lot of streaks on defense, particularly. And then on the other side, Grafton, on their attacks, just were rolling. And so they both have a strength that goes against the other team's weakness
Choose your
in a
agent.
sense. And they also have a, actually, no, their strength that goes against strength. And then the other side we didn't see too much of, actually. It's really what the analysis would be. And so now we have to find out which one's stronger. The strong defense or the strong attack. Players to highlight. Yas, of course. Can't not highlight them. And Tombstone with their clutches, and then the only hot shot was kind of like the other entry with Yas. On the other side, Waffles has had most some impactful rounds. I think Rowley Rage is really the one that you see get multi-kills in many rounds.
There.
So, Milite with the op. Right, so just a couple things to remind us of the past couple of matches. These players are fresh in the memory. So now we have to see who can be consistent. Yas,
Need help.
20-something kills the first match, 18 the second, or
There.
map, excuse me. On the other side, right, like I mentioned, a couple players stood out.
There.
Milite being one of them, and they're close in contact. They move away. There's a 3-stack on A, and they are 5-stacking towards that site. It is a split push, though. Some going through bathroom, some going through mid. Milite, they are first contact still if they keep watching this angle. And from above, they're not expecting Yas, but there is the refrag from Waffles. The opening engagement is Yas's, yes, but they managed to make them only get one, which is pretty good considering how well they played before this. Now the execute comes through, but they're ready for it. Oh, there's a gap in the wall. It could punish them, but the plant is going to be successful. But in the meantime, there's 2 kills going for these defenders. Peeking out and getting slapped down as they try and hold on to this defense. In restroom. Nope, doesn't happen. Seaman and Rowley Rage survive. And a win comes to fruition to start us off. Yaz dying early could have hurt Grafton there. But no matter how you want to look at it, it's still a great round from Seymour. The defense. We asked the question to start this. What is stronger? Round 1. In favor of that Seymour stalwart defense.
Yes, this should do. This goes here.
Similar positioning. They used the wall to seal off the doorway of the restroom area. Milite, again, first contact in mid. They did die to Yas last time. They're holding a different angle, different position this time. Try and bait something out, I think, by dropping their gun there, but nothing is going to be given. It's slow. A creep for these attackers of Grafton. They're hoping that they overstep themselves on this defense. Over peak. Hoping to punish a mistake, but none made by these defenders of Seymour. So the 3-stack, they have to be the ones to take ground. So we're going under a minute now. Yes, of course, the entry. But they are smoked off in hookah.
I must wait a moment.
And so now they all seemingly rotate towards the tree side. But one is lurking in hookah. If they can draw the attention here, that player could lurk a little bit later. Still
30
do a lot of
seconds left.
damage, but they've just taken so much time that they have to go fast. 25 seconds. That's all you got to get. All the time you have to get into sight. And the last players are now going to rotate over as they're aware of what exactly is happening to their teammates on this B bomb site. The flash coming out, but they don't capitalize on it. They did flash him, but Raleigh Rage with that shotgun of the judge is going to get the 3K. Oh, and Seaman snatches a fourth away from them. It could have been a 4 and perhaps even ace for Raleigh Rage, but instead, 3 will have to do as they go up 2-0.
Satchel out.
And what do you know? A timeout is called by Grafton to try and figure out what happened. Their attacks, it's only been a pistol and then the follow through after that. And now they have the rifle round. Now, it is a bit early. And their opponents, like you're saying, Tommy, have not exactly had the best defenses. So this is the first time they're going up against something of this level. And so they want to correct these mistakes early. That's why they're calling it. Now, you do only get 1 timeout per half. So for their attack, this is it. Per half. So they will get 1 on their defense. But right now, this is their only attacking timeout. And I hope they put it to good use because there's 12 rounds and they used it only after 2. But it should be. Oh, okay. I guess we're waiting. I guess someone might have disconnected and come back. I'm hearing a start noise. Okay, that was very strange. I guess they're playing on, though. They're moving. Here we go. They have rifles in hand. Now they have to show that that timeout was useful, that they can capitalize on the information that their coach would have gathered for them and given and said, hey, this is what I'm seeing. This is what you can do better. We see the execute is still a 5-stack, but they are going towards mid. And looking at the defensive setup here, there are 3 here towards A mid to A as they exit. And, well, still walking into the heavier stack. So you have to hope this pays dividends on these entries. You need 2 entry kills, really, to be comfortable. And Tombstone with the judge is going to put that idea to rest. But with a wall, a plant can come through.
Spike planted.
So at least, while they do have a man deficit, they do have the advantage of the post plant. Excuse me, a 2-man advantage, not deficit. This defense crumbling. Yas gets another, and a wall bang for a 3rd. What a shot. Raleigh Rage does get Tombstone. And from the side, the 4K for Yas to get the first round for Grafton.
That goes there. Yes, this should do.
That's an interesting angle. Getting on the corners of the boxes with those trip wires. Well, they found 1 after the timeout, so that's good. Win percentages after timeouts. They look good for coaches, at least. I don't know if it matters to anyone else, but for the coach is happy to see that success, but really the team needs to build off of it. I had great timeouts, Tommy. What are you talking about? But a stack on A. Only 1 Cypher towards B. And they're going to peek right through this. Yas gets 1, goes invulnerable, but not for long. And there's no teammate to back him up to save him. So X can shut down the menace. And Milite is in tow with them, being aggressive and pushing and then swinging further
Spike down
for
A.
2 more kills, for 1 for each of them. iQuib can find my X minus minus, but still a 2v3. 50 seconds. That flash, they weren't able to capitalize, but they don't need it.
Enemy remaining.
The only hot shot gets 1, but Milite stands tall. Collecting the spike. On the other side is Sky, and she stayed there. In bathroom. Raleigh Rage has
30
the heaven
seconds
peak.
left.
All they need to do is time this to perfection, play off of contact. They know where they're swinging from. And unfortunately for iQuib, it's just not a lot you can do here. Hope that you can get the ones. Hope you can get the nice flick, but it isn't to be, as Raleigh Rage does swing out perfectly timed to get the refrag and to get the round. And right back on top is Seymour's defense.
This goes here.
They have not
That's
gone
good.
for much on B. It's been a lot of heavy hitting on A,
Wow, this is
and that could be because it's an easier site to attack. They feel with the utility they have. Oh, they see a player move to the left. That's an easy kill. Yas is going to capitalize on that. You're trapped in a corner like a rat being pounced upon by a cat. Oh, what a hip fire from Seaman, though. The only hot shot is dead, but Yas quick to follow through and get the refrag. And then the revive from Tombstone onto that player who was felled earlier. The only hot shot returns to put them into a 2-man advantage as the 5-stack goes through mid to A. Yas not looking to their left. A teammate can't even get the refrag. And now on a flank is X minus minus. Only a pistol, though. And as they watch behind them, oh, are they aware of this? Are they watching? And they are. Tombstone called upon to cover their teammates' backs. And they are able to do so. Waffles. Not a great weapon in hand. Has to start knifing. Don't want to use too many shots on this. Don't want to be caught reloading. Such a short clip as the Sheriff has.
Obscuring vision.
Doing what they can. They're hoping to damage on the Zcon round. They're hoping to at least get 1 more pick.
Player standing.
Tombstone denying that idea as Raleigh Rage is alone. They do have a good weapon. They're going to try and save it. It's a Vandal. Save it for next round as they bail out through the bathroom. And no players except for Tombstone will be caught by the bomb, allowing them to continue with 3 of their own into the next round. A tech timeout, it looks like. That should be the observer being able to call that, theoretically speaking. And there it is. The timer stops. Unfortunate that with the in-person events like this, we do have a lot of tech issues, but hopefully it's resolved relatively quickly. In the meantime, we can break down the last couple of rounds, right? After a hot start, you see the timeout, the rifle round, they're able to win it, and then it goes back and forth. But you can see that the change has come on the side of Grafton from that timeout. You can see that they are playing differently. They are a little bit faster, and I think they're playing a little bit better together, too. You can see them checking corners and getting refrags more consistently than we saw those first couple of rounds. Positioning and team play looking a lot sharper. Still down a round. Seymour's defense has obviously its upsides. One of those upsides is buying time with utility and not over-aggressing as a singular player on a site. They're really good at buying time and waiting for their team to get with them so that they don't have to take solo engagements or 1vx engagements that are unnecessary. So both sides having things that you can highlight as positives. But while this tech goes on, I think we might have to go to a short break as I'm going to have to go check out what's happening. So we'll be right back.
If you knew these thoughts inside my head, if I told you how tonight could end, would it change a thing? I've been up, I've been down, I've been all around, I've been lost, never found, want to hold down. You're running rings around my head, you've fallen intertwined. Don't you let me down. No, I don't wanna waste my time. No, I don't wanna waste my time. Say everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be. Everything's gonna be. I'm sure you know the deal, but if I assured you how I feel, would you say a thing? Oh, keep me hanging by a string. When I'm high, when I'm low, you're everywhere I go. I invite it, and I can't say no. Think I like it under your control. I couldn't fight it if I tried. I won't let you go. No, I don't wanna waste my time. No, I don't wanna waste my time. Say everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be. Everything's gonna be.
Does the bite, I tell him it's alright, I'm only feeling only. Oh, away feels the night, the closest of my size I'm holding. Oh, I'm holding. Oh, sweetie baby, tell me maybe is this a time that you could take me so quiet? I promise I'll be quiet. Let's think once again. When my only friend, I'm floating. Oh, I'm floating down. He says I'm going. I know too. I'm floating round. Touch is only lightly. Hands, they slowly got me down, down. The pillows at my touch. You ask me is it too much? It's just right. It's just right because I'm touch is only lightly. Hands, they slowly got me down, down. The pillows at my touch. You ask me is it too much? It's just right. It's just right because I'm